worse than a parasite.
It really bothers me.
It destroyed my credit to the point that I can't get a cell phone even on my own.
You lazy bugger.
I'm humiliated here.
Big, fat, zero. The free ride is over.
Money, 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 money.
My name's Innis. I'm 29 years old. I'm in advertising sales, and I'm making around $50,000. I have 2 children. Riley is 3, and boy Aiden, who is going to be 2. When I split up with my ex, who I was with for 9 years, and the mother of my children, essentially just had a bag of clothes and was living in a car until I talked my mom into letting me stay here while I tried to pay some debts off.
He was coming for 2 months, and he's been here for over a year now, and he hasn't saved any money. He owes me about $8,000 or $9,000. I leave in the morning, and he's still sleeping, and he gets home usually after I'm in bed, because he goes to see Rachel every night.
I've been with Rachel for a little over a year. She's pretty much my dream girl. There's no privacy, there's no place that we can go and just be with each other, which leads us to going out a lot, which is another way that I spend a lot of money going to movies and going out for dinner.
He treats me like a princess.
I buy her flowers, I just buy them just because.
Just because. All right.
He likes to spend money as opposed to saving it.
The trip to Ottawa, we went to go see the Nutcracker, Christina Aguilera.
I've developed this skill over the years of being hard to find collection agencies. Dodging. I've destroyed my credit to the point that I can't get a cell phone even on my own. My credit rating is an R9, which I'm told is, I think, just about as bad as it can get. It's been a little over a year, and I've done nothing towards my debts. She's mentioned that it's a source of concern for her as far as moving forward in our relationship.
It was sort of an ultimatum that I would love to move in with him, and that if he didn't have his debts worked out, that I probably wouldn't consider it.
The urgency is coming from just basically wanting to have a normal life, and the fact that I've dug a hole so deep that I can't have that right now.
This month, I'll help this single dad move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now, I'm making house calls. Hard times have landed Innis on his mother's sofa. He dodges creditors and lives rent-free, but still hasn't saved a penny. He's putting his future with dream girl Rachel at risk.
Oh, it's Gail Vasilevsky.
It is. Nice to meet you, Innis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
If you don't mind, I'd like to just drop my bag and have a quick look around.
Mi casa es su casa.
Actually, it's not su casa, it's tu mama's casa. This is Innis's mom's room. And because Innis is always on the couch, she virtually lives here. Hey, practically everything you own is in this closet, right?
Not practically.
You're almost 30 years old. Where's all your stuff?
When I broke up with my ex, I let her keep everything. I just kept my clothes, that was about it.
The clothes on your back, literally.
Pretty much.
So your mom has a really nice apartment.
Well,
For one person! And this is what you call home.
home, bed, office, living room.
How long have you been on this couch?
About a year now.
And how much debt have you paid off?
Nothing. Kind of slacking.
Kind of slacking? Kathy, what have you been thinking? Letting this boy lie on your couch.
Well, I thought it was better than sleeping in his car.
He made some commitments to you, though, right? Mm-hmm. Is he paying rent?
No.
Parasite. You had debt before. What happened to the debt you had before?
I borrowed money to pay it off.
Who borrowed money to pay it off?
Oh.
Kathy borrowed money to pay it off. Did he pay you a penny towards it?
No.
So you are worse than a parasite. There's got to be a name for a latching on, sucking, dry creature.
Leech, I think.
Oh, we'll go with that, Innis.
If it was a little hard to hear, you know, the truth usually is, so.
We want the next phase of your life to run a little bit more smoothly than the previous phase. Let's see what we can make out of this diamond in the rough, okay? See what I called it? A bonehead budget. Look at your cell phone bill. What are you thinking, spending almost $400 a month on cell phone bills? Who are you talking to?
Rachel.
I love you. Take a note of what you are spending in cash. How can anybody spend this much money in cash and not lose track of it? It's no wonder you don't know where your money's going, because you think you make $2,100 a month, but when we average out your income, you're making closer to $4,000. And despite the fact that none of this stuff covers rent or debt repayment, you still are overspending. See, I wanted you to see this, Kathy, because you need to know where the money's going. There's the number, folks. Here you have $31,000 worth of debt that needs to be repaid.
I was surprised when the numbers came up on the screen. I felt disappointed about it.
Sort of a shock, but good to know.
How much have you been paying on your student loan?
0.
Utilities?
0.
Hydro?
0.
Mother?
0.
Electronic store?
Zeros across the board.
Big, fat 0. The free ride is over. You are overspending by $534 every month.
Wow.
And in 5 years, despite the fact that you pay no rent, that you haven't made any debt repayment, that you have no savings and no emergency fund, on this track, you would end up owing $90,000.
Jeez.
So you have to tell me, do you want to go here?
No.
Does that mean you will do anything I say?
Anything.
So over the next few weeks, I will give you a series of challenges to do. You do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000 to help you pay down the debt. You don't do the challenges, you don't get the money.
Okay.
You are going to start living like a grown-up. You're going to take responsibility for your debt, and you're going to plan a life with Rachel. So give me the debit card.
I wouldn't say I'm the most motivated person in the world.
How do you get away with that?
It's gonna be work, sleep, work, sleep.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
A bad breakup left this young father of 2 homeless, so his mom let him move back in.
I live on a couch in my mother's house.
After a year of couch surfing, his girlfriend Rachel has put her foot down.
Gail, I need you to teach Innis discipline. I need to get him off the sofa.
Despite living rent-free, he's even deeper in the hole than ever before.
I'll spend money even if I don't have it, and I'll just figure it out. It'll work out.
Hydro,
0.
mother,
0.
electronic store.
Zeros across the board. I don't want to have to work for it. I wish it could just be given to me.
If he doesn't smarten up, he's going to lose what little he has left.
In this world, I have my kids and Rachel and my mom. So, what do I do?
For the next month, this single dad will learn to live on a strict cash budget. He'll complete weekly challenges to tackle money and relationship issues. And if he's willing to change, I'll reward him with thousands of dollars to pay down his debt. No changes, no money. It's gone. We'll dispose of that right there. So because you're going to be living without your debit card, you are going to be living on cash. You will have $50 a week for food. If you try eating in restaurants, it's not going to go very far.
No.
$81.25 for transportation. $57 for entertainment. $17.50 for clothing and gifts. Sorry, Rachel.
My baby. I don't need anything.
And here's your other jar. $36, and that includes everything from medical to dental to bank fees. You have to get to the end of the month before you get to the end of the money. Because you are living on cash, here's the budget binder so that you know exactly how much money you have left in the jars. Which brings me to your first challenge. Rachel,
Yes.
how many hours a week do you work?
42, 43.
Kathy?
35.
Innis, how many hours a week do you work?
25?
25 hours a week?
Yeah.
You lazy bugger. Aren't you embarrassed?
A little bit.
Here's the thing. It's enough with the free ride, okay? From here on in, you're paying your mom $500 a month in rent, okay? Because until
he starts acting like a grown-up, he can't get his life in gear. However, that's not enough. If you want to have a life with Rachel, you got to be putting some stuff away. You have to find a way to net another $1,300 a month to make this work.
I'm not really at the point where I have an option anymore. I need to get out of debt, and this is a drastic measure, but I'm at the point where I need a drastic measure.
So get out there, boy. Bust your ass. She's counting on you, and she's counting on you, and you get to stand up and be a guy now.
I'm done being a guy. It's time to be a man. I'm going to go back to the restaurants, I guess. It's going to be hellish. I mean, nobody wants to work that much, and I hate the restaurant industry. Like, I hate it with a passion, so it's going to be like torture going there every single night. Increasing my income by $15,000. Holy crap, like I have to get another job, so I didn't really want to be working that much because I'm sacrificing time with Rachel and time with my kids. At first I kept my restaurant job down a couple days a week just as kind of a safety net, and then I said, you know, if I'm going to do this, I might as well go at it full steam and not be distracted by another job, so I quit the restaurant. I figure if I just put in about 40 hours a week at my job that I have now, instead of being such a lazy ass, then I can probably make up the money that way.
How much money did you make this week?
I made about $1,500 this week.
Wow. How did you do that?
Putting in more hours.
Let me see if I understand this. You had another option than sleeping on the couch, and you chose the couch purposely?
It's starting to look that way. I don't know.
You know how fond you are of this couch?
I'm taking it with me when I go.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Innis. Want to know what your next challenge is?
To take the couch with me somewhere?
You're taking the couch with you somewhere. This is going to be so much fun. This week's challenge is a life lesson challenge. You went an entire year totally ignoring your debt. You probably didn't even know what your interest rates were.
No.
And there are a whole bunch of people out there in the world just like you. You're going to go on your couch to a very busy place. And people are going to come and ask you, why are you sitting on a couch here? And then you're going to tell them how close they're coming to being on the couch if they don't have the answers to some questions in their life. You're going to go out and deliver the message. Ignorance is not bliss. And in delivering the message, you will internalize the message.
Done. Gail's probably hoping that I reach a couple people and I'll probably get people to get over the fact that I'm a guy on a couch in a public place and, you know, they don't think I'm insane.
Coming up, can Innis stick to the plan?
Get your butt out of bed! I'm going to work, you're going to work too!
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Hiding his head in the sand has only made Innis's debt worse.
There's the number, folks, and the interest clock keeps ticking.
I don't really want to throw this relationship away over something like money.
25 hours a week?
Yeah.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Probably gonna have to work my ass off.
I challenged him to make an extra $1,300 a month.
It's gonna be work, sleep, work, sleep.
For my next challenge, I'm sending him on a mission to spread the word about the consequences of ignoring debt. If he completes my challenges, I'll give him up to $5,000 to pay down his debt.
Credit cards, anyone? Hey, you guys have credit cards? You want to be on TV? You guys have debt?
Do a lot on credit cards? Maybe a couple $1,000. If you're owing around $2,000, then you're probably paying around $500 annually. It'll take you around 7 8 years to pay it off, and minimum payments. The majority of that's interest. That really sucks. It really sucks.
That's a debt lady.
Do you have any credit cards right now? Student loans?
Yeah, both.
Do you know what your interest rates are on those?
My credit card's like 18, and I have no clue how my student loan.
Like, so you pay the whole balance, or you just pay minimum
No, I pay
payments?
minimum.
Well,
I
be
don't know.
careful, because I got into a lot of debt with my student loan and credit cards, and now I ended up on the street corner on a couch, so it could happen to you.
Do you have any debts or student loans?
Ton.
Oh, excellent. You're a perfect candidate. My boyfriend needs to talk to you.
I'm Innis.
Nice to meet you, Innis.
Do you have a ton of credit cards right now?
I have a line of credit as well as an almost filled out credit card. So.
Are they maxed? Or are they...
Yeah, my one is maxed.
Did you know that making your minimum payments on your credit cards, it'd take you about 8 years to pay them off?
I didn't know that actually. That's scary.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. Some words of wisdom for you. Take your debt seriously because you don't want to end up back. I don't know if you're living at home right now, but you don't want to end up back there after
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. That was absolutely the most humiliated I've ever been in my life, which again, really drove home the message.
Did you get a lot of resistance from people?
Yeah, a lot of resistance. They didn't debate it. They just kind of laughed it off and stuff, which is the situation I was in up until,
A year ago.
yeah, not so funny now.
Okay, how many hours did you slave this week?
Between 35 and 40.
There's
Rachel
more
stayed
of
with me
that
the
to
past
come.
week, so, yeah.
There's more of that to come.
7:30. It's like, we're getting up.
Get your butt out of bed. I'm going to work. You're going to work too. Yeah. This is the part where I get to give you your new challenge, your relationship rescue challenge. You know what this is?
They're keys to something.
I'm moving you into a condominium for a week together. Are you thinking to yourself, what kind of challenge is that? You get
did I say that
to
on TV?
live like a couple for a week. You have some privacy.
I have a feeling
There's
there's
gotta
a
be
twist
a trick.
coming.
There's a little twist, just a little twist. While you're living together in this condo, you'll be receiving some Gail mail. Every time you least expect it, I'm popping out of the woodwork in the form of Gail mail. And you'll have to cope with whatever curves I manage to throw you.
Excellent.
Are you up for it?
Yes, I'm more up for that than I was for this challenge.
Okay.
I'm scared about the mail. I have no idea what it's going to be. I think it's going to be something crazy.
I'm not that worried. So Rachel and I, after the first night, aren't speaking really.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Single dad Innis would be homeless if it weren't for his mum's sofa. His debt is holding him back.
Despite the fact that you pay no rent, you are still overspending by $534 every month.
Wow.
His girlfriend Rachel is tired of waiting for him to grow up and move out.
Now, my main concern is my future with Rachel.
It's a big deal. It really bothers me.
That's a debt lady! I sent him back to the streets to teach others about the dangers of ignoring their debt.
You're still in debt?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm here. It's the most humiliated I've ever been in my entire life.
My last challenge is designed to test their relationship on the road to happily ever after.
You'll be receiving some Gail mail.
If Innis succeeds at all my challenges, I'll give him up to $5,000 to pay down his debt.
You get to stand up and be a guy now.
No, done being a guy. It's time to be a man.
This made me so fun.
This is awesome. I'm sorry, I mean, this seems like it's gonna be really challenging. I don't know how it's gonna work out. So we just got our first piece of Gail mail here.
Your ex becomes ill. You become primary caregiver for your children for the remainder of the week. Okay, that'll be okay.
The excitement about the condo is long gone now, trust me. The first couple of days where it's just Rachel and I was fine. And she's fine with, we have the kids like over one night and stuff like that, but I guess just knowing that they're gonna be constantly there.
Obviously, throwing the kids into the mix, like, I'm not used to it.
We have a condo for a week and I'm still sleeping on the couch.
Gail mail. Oh, okay. Rachel has an accident, a neck brace, and an arm sling restrict her movement. All right, well. Oh, gosh. Innis. Innis, last one. Open it up. The car breaks down.
Sweet. All these things happening has really shattered Rachel's vision of the fairy tale life. It seems more like the relationship sabotage challenge. But whatever, we'll get through it.
Happy birthday to you. So, 30 years old. We hauled you into adulthood.
Understatement of the century.
So this was a hard month.
Yeah, particularly the last week.
Yeah. Like I was in tears by that, like, last morning. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the hardest part?
Oddly enough, I'm not going to say how to manage my money. I'm going to say that it was self-realization and stuff, that I actually saw myself for what I was.
Do you have money left in the jars?
Well, I have like this whole week's budget almost. I look at that as a positive anyway.
A big positive.
Yeah.
So when I got here, you were actually spending $500 a month more than you made, and that was despite the fact that you were not paying a red cent in rent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow through with my debt repayment plan, $1,500 a month, 8 of your 9 creditors will be paid off in 14 months. The only person left will be your mom, and you'll have her paid off pretty quickly after that. We put away $100 for emergencies and $100 for savings. And if when the debt is paid off, you jack that $100 up to about $400 a month, By the time you're ready to retire, you'll have over $900,000.
Wow.
Wow.
We did achieve 3 things this month. We got your budget balanced. We got you in a debt repayment program that's actually going to work. And we got you living a life together that's real and grown up. And your mother should be very proud now. So I have for you a check for $5,000, which is already built into your debt repayment plan.
Yeah, it's already spent.
It's like a stepping stone to getting Innis to pay off his debts, but the life lessons for both of us that came out of it are way more important.
Yeah, the $5,000 was the motivation, but the knowledge was the payoff.
But I have something else. Because the last week was so hard, I am giving you a little gift. You're going to a musical and dinner out. On me. Have a great time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.